G-Day C9 community. Lex here.
And Vera, welcome back to the C9 Podcast Show.
Great to have you with us. Today, we're diving deep with a specific group in mind.
That's right. We're talking to you, our Australian business owners and C-level executives.
Yeah, and our focus today is really unpacking why a custom iOS app isn't just some shiny add-on anymore. It's actually becoming, well, a fundamental strategic tool for Australian businesses, especially in this mobile-first world we're all in.
Absolutely. It's something we're seeing more and more. Australian businesses are finding that those generic off-the-shelf mobile solutions, they often just fall a bit short.
Yeah, how so?
Well, they can really struggle to capture the, unique flavor of your brand.
Right.
And to properly connect meaningfully with your specific Australian customer base.
Exactly. And you look around, especially in the competitive Aussie market, and you see competitors with these really polished, user-friendly mobile experiences. That's not just a nice to have anymore, is it? It can be a real competitive edge.
It really can. And trying to, effectively engage your audience, drive those conversions right across Australia using some one-size-fits-all app, it can feel like pushing water uphill.
Totally. So that's kind of where C9 fits into the picture, right?
Exactly. For anyone just joining us, C9 is Australia's leading custom software, apps, integration, and database development company.
And a big part of what we do is specializing in bespoke iPhone apps.
Yeah, meticulously designed and developed right here for the Australian market. That local focus is key.
And look, we've been doing this for a fair while now.
We have. It's over 18 years of experience we bring.
Delivered more than, 350 projects?
Yep, 350 plus, worked with over 100 different technologies, and we offer more than 45 distinct services.
Yeah.
So we definitely know the Australian tech landscape.
So the mission for this deep dive is pretty clear then.
Yeah, we really want to explore the tangible benefits, the strategic advantages that custom iOS app development offers.
Especially when you partner with a local expert like C9, what it can unlock for your Australian business.
Exactly.
Okay, let's get into the nuts and bolts then. Why should Australian businesses be really prioritizing a bespoke approach for their mobile presence? What's the core driver?
Well, like we touched on those generic apps, they often just miss the mark with Australian customers.
Okay.
I mean, think about it. They might not easily support the local payment gateways that Aussies actually prefer to use.
Ah, right, like Pioli or BPAY integration maybe?
Could be. Or they might just lack, culturally relevant content or design sense that truly resonates here. It's about making that crucial connection.
It really is like trying to speak another language with just a phrase book, isn't it?
That's a good analogy.
You get the basics, maybe, but you miss all the nuance. You don't build a real rapport.
And meanwhile, as you said, competitors who do have a more tailored approach are probably building stronger relationships with their customers because of it. Yeah, a really seamless, intuitive app, one that feels like it was designed specifically for an Australian user. That significantly enhances how they see your brand. It builds loyalty.
And I guess Australian businesses are starting to see the risk, then, of being left behind if their mobile offering doesn't meet that expectation.
Increasingly, yes. They recognize that risk.
And it's not just about how it looks or feels right. It's about driving actual action.
Absolutely. If your app doesn't feel like it understands your Australian audience, well, they're just less likely to engage with it properly.
Whether that's making a purchase, booking something, or even just exploring what you offer.
Exactly. So to really hammer it home,
Yeah.
you need a bespoke iPhone app, one that's, meticulously designed and developed to meet your precise business needs and genuinely captivate your local customer base.
That level of specific tailoring, you just don't get that off the shelf.
You really don't.
Okay, all right. So we get the why. Let's talk what. What are the really concrete benefits Australian businesses can expect if they team up with C9 for custom iOS development?
Okay, yeah, there are some pretty significant ones. First off, let's talk increased operational efficiency, specifically for your Australian team.
Right. Internal benefits first.
Yeah. I mean, imagine, say, a logistics company based in Sydney. Their drivers might currently be juggling phone calls, paper forms, separate GPS things.
Seems chaotic.
It can be. But a custom app could integrate their whole dispatch system, give them real-time road optimization, digital proof of delivery, instant comms. That could save each driver, valuable time every single day. It streamlines the whole workflow.
Yeah, that paints a really clear picture. So instead of forcing your team to kind of bend to fit generic software. You're giving them a tool built exactly for how they work.
Precisely.
Okay, what's another key benefit?
Secondly, enhanced engagement with your Australian customers. This is huge.
How does it work in practice?
Well, think about maybe an online retailer. With a custom app, they could create a really personalized shopping experience,
Okay.
showcasing products popular in specific Australian regions, maybe, or offering promotions tied to local holidays or events, things that matter here.
Right, reaching users from Perth to Brisbane, as you say, with stuff that's actually relevant to them.
Exactly. That level of customization builds a much, much stronger connection. It feels like you get them.
So it's about creating that digital experience that feels, yeah, like it was made for them. It understands their local context. And I'd have to imagine that deeper engagement, it flows through to the bottom line, right?
Absolutely. Which leads straight into the next point, driving higher revenue growth specifically in the Australian market.
Okay.
A well-crafted custom iOS app can make things like in-app purchases super smooth,
Yeah.
using those locally preferred payment methods we mentioned.
Easier to buy.
Exactly. You can implement effective loyalty programs that actually resonate with Australian consumers. And ultimately, you just see higher conversion rates because that user experience is so much better.
Makes total sense. If the experience is smoother, more relevant, customers are just, well, more likely to complete that purchase or action.
Yeah.
Okay, what about perception, how your business is actually seen?
Yes. The fourth key benefit, elevating your brand image in the Australian App Store.
Interesting. How so?
Well, think about it. A really polished, professional app that truly reflects your brand's unique visual identity, its voice. It creates a strong, lasting first impression when Aussies are browsing the App Store.
Right, unlike maybe a generic app where the branding options are pretty limited.
Exactly. A custom app lets your brand's personality shine through in every tap, every interaction.
So it's kind of like having your flagship store right there on their phone.
That's a great way to put it.
A constant reminder of your quality, your attention to detail. And yeah, in today's world, that App Store presence is often the very first interaction someone has with your brand.
Precisely. Okay, next up, scalable iOS solutions for your growing Australian business.
Thinking long term.
Definitely. As your business expands, as your needs evolve, which they always do, a custom-built app can be designed with that scalability baked in from the start.
Meaning.
Meaning it can easily handle more users, new features can be added more readily, all without needing a, complete and very costly rebuild down the track.
Right, so you're kind of future-proofing your mobile strategy.
Exactly. It's a smart long-term play.
Okay. And the final key benefit you wanted to highlight.
Finally, and this is critical, secure and reliable iOS apps for Australian users.
Security, yeah, massive issue.
It's paramount. I mean, data security, user privacy, huge concerns for everyone now. By partnering with a local expert like C9, you ensure your app is built with robust security measures from the ground up.
And crucially,
That it adheres to Australian data protection regulations like the Privacy Act.
Yeah.
That gives your users confidence and protects your business's reputation.
Those are definitely some really compelling advantages. I mean, it shows how a custom app can really touch so many vital areas of a business.
It really does.
So let's pivot slightly. What makes C9 specifically uniquely positioned to deliver these kinds of benefits for Australian businesses? What's the C9 edge?
Well, I think our core strength really is our deep-rooted local expertise. We keep saying it, but it's true.
Yeah.
We understand the nuances of the Australian App Store and the expectations of Australian iOS users. We're not just, building apps in some global vacuum. We're building them with a very specific understanding of the Australian digital landscape.
And that local insight, that must be incredibly valuable when it comes to just making sure the app gets seen by the right people here in Australia.
Oh, absolutely. Which is why we offer comprehensive App Store optimization, ASO, services.
ASO, so that's like SEO, but for the App Store.
Basically, yes. Think of it as fine-tuning your app's presence in the Australian App Store so it's easily discoverable when potential customers search using relevant terms.
How do you do that?
It involves understanding local search behaviors, researching popular keywords here, knowing what resonates visually with Australian users, all to maximize your app's visibility and drive those organic downloads.
Okay, so you're not just building a fantastic app, you're actively helping Australian businesses connect that app with their target audience right here at home.
That's the goal. Exactly. Beyond that, though, we really pride ourselves on our collaborative, down-to-earth partnership approach.
What's that mean in practice?
It means we work really closely with our clients. We take the time to truly understand their unique business, their challenges, their objectives. It's not just a transaction.
And you mentioned agile methodologies.
Yeah, our agile development methodologies are crucial too. They provide flexibility, allow for iterative progress. We work in short cycles, constantly getting feedback, adapting.
Yeah.
It ensures the final product truly hits the mark for those specific Australian business needs.
Right. So it sounds like a genuine collaboration, really focused on getting the best result for the client.
We certainly aim for that.
And just practically speaking, the services C9 offers, what does that cover?
We provide end-to-end iOS solutions for Australian enterprises.
End-to-end means?
It means we're with you right through the entire journey, from the very first initial consultation, strategic planning,
Okay.
through detailed app prototyping, the full development process, rigorous testing, and importantly, ongoing maintenance and local support right here in Australia.
Ah, that ongoing local support. That must provide a pretty significant sense of security for businesses.
It's vital. Honestly, it's a key factor in ensuring the long-term success and reliability of their app investment.
Okay. Now, let's dig a bit deeper into the technical side at C9. What sort of skills does the team actually bring to the table?
Sure. So our team consists of Australian-based iOS developers. They're highly skilled in the core technologies needed for building top-notch iOS apps,
Which are?
primarily Swift, which is Apple's modern language, and also Objective-C, which is still relevant for older code bases.
Right.
We also have deep expertise in React Native. That's for developing efficient cross-platform solutions, where that makes sense for the client.
Okay, so different tools for different jobs.
Exactly. These are the tools that let us really tap into the full power and features of iOS devices.
So you've definitely got the core technical chops covered. But it sounds like C9 approaches this with, well, a broader view than just writing code.
Oh, absolutely. We fundamentally see custom iOS development as a strategic investment. It should deliver long-term value, not just be some one-off technical project that's outdated in a year.
Makes sense.
And that's why we've developed this comprehensive strategic methodology. It's
Yeah.
really designed to ensure the sustained success of that investment.
Okay, a strategic methodology. Can you walk us through some key parts of that? What actually sets it apart?
Sure. Well, it really starts with comprehensive discovery workshops.
Okay.
That's where we thoroughly analyze the Australian mobile landscape as it relates to your specific industry and your business. We map out your audience, your competitors, the tech environment.
Laying the groundwork.
Precisely. Then comes strategic architecture planning. We design the app's underlying structure, its bones, if you like to be robust, scalable, and really importantly, aligned with Apple's own evolving technology roadmap.
So you're thinking about future iOS updates right from the start.
You have to. We
Mm.
want to make sure your app stays compatible and can take advantage of new features down the line.
Right.
We're not just solving today's problem, we're looking ahead.
Smart. What else?
We also focus heavily on building sophisticated integration frameworks.
Meaning connecting the app to other systems.
Exactly. Allowing your new app to securely and seamlessly talk to your existing business systems, maybe your CRM, your accounting software, whatever it is, often using APIs. This ensures real-time data flow, eliminates double handling.
Efficiency gains again.
Yep. And we implement customized security protocols tailored to the specific needs and risks to safeguard your data and your users' info.
Crucial.
And we establish continuous optimization pathways. That means planning for ongoing monitoring, gathering user feedback, making iterative improvements, ensuring the app continues to perform optimally and stays relevant.
Wow, that is a really holistic approach. Is there more?
Yeah, a couple more things. We also prioritize knowledge transfer to your internal teams.
Empowering the clients.
Exactly. Helping them understand the app. Maybe you manage certain aspects themselves if appropriate. And crucially, we have proactive maintenance strategies. This includes regularly updating the app for iOS version compatibility, ensuring a smooth experience for users as Apple updates its OS.
So it really is a partnership that extends well beyond just launching the app.
Absolutely. As we often put it, this holistic approach ensures your iOS solution becomes a cornerstone of your digital transformation, rather than just another piece of tech, a liability that needs replacing in a few years.
That's a really valuable perspective, that long-term thinking. Okay, now zooming out a bit, just looking at iOS app development generally.
Yeah.
What are some of the broader advantages and maybe potential hurdles that businesses should be aware of? And how does C9 help Australian businesses navigate those?
Yeah, good question. Generally speaking, the advantages of developing specifically for iOS are pretty significant.
Such as?
Well, first, you gain access to a large and typically very engaged user base. The App Store has over 2 billion active devices globally. That's a massive potential audience.
And the users themselves.
They tend to be quite engaged, often spend more on apps. Plus, Apple devices are known for their high-quality hardware and tight software integration. This often translates to a more premium, smoother user experience.
Okay. And for the developers.
The development ecosystem itself, with tools like Xcode and the Swift programming language, is really powerful and well supported by Apple.
Okay, those are definitely attractive points. But you mentioned potential challenges or hurdles.
Yes, it's not all easy sailing. One significant challenge is that building truly high-quality native iOS apps, it requires a specialized skill set and deep expertise, particularly in Swift.
Yeah.
It's not something you could just dabble in effectively.
Right, you need real pros.
You do. Additionally, Apple's App Store review process is notoriously rigorous. They have very strict guidelines, and navigating that process successfully can sometimes be, well, complex.
The infamous review process. And
Oh,
I guess that this is where C9's experience becomes a real asset for Australian businesses trying to launch an app.
absolutely. Our experienced team, they possess that in-depth knowledge, not just of iOS development best practices, but also the intricacies of the App Store review process. We know the common pitfalls.
So you can help avoid delays or rejections.
We can significantly increase the likelihood of a smooth, successful app launch and also manage the ongoing maintenance and updates effectively.
Okay. So just to really hammer it home, C9 provides that support throughout the entire life cycle of an app, from the very first idea right through to ongoing updates.
Yes, that's precisely right. From initial concept, strategic planning, design, build, test, launch, all the way through to that ongoing maintenance with dedicated local support. And as we've discussed, those proactive updates to ensure compatibility with future iOS releases. We stick with you.
Fantastic. All right, let's start to bring this all together then. What are the key takeaways you really want our listeners, those Australian business owners and execs, to remember from our deep dive today?
I think the core message is this. In today's really mobile-centric world, a custom iOS app, especially one developed in partnership with a local expert like C9, can deliver truly substantial benefits. It offers a genuine strategic advantage for your Australian business.
It's really about creating a powerful, tailored tool that properly resonates with your specific brand and your specific Australian customers.
Exactly. It's about moving beyond those generic, off-the-shelf, one-size-fits-all solutions.
Yeah.
And making a deliberate, strategic investment in a mobile presence that truly reflects your business and connects effectively with your target audience right here in Australia.
And that's C9's focus.
Absolutely. At C9, our entire focus is on deeply understanding the unique needs, the specific challenges of Australian businesses, and then delivering bespoke iOS solutions that drive tangible results, better efficiency, better engagement, better growth for the long term.
Okay, so if you're an Australian business owner, a C-level exec listening today, and you're, intrigued by this potential, thinking a custom iOS app might be right for your business, what should be the next step?
Well, we'd really encourage you to visit our website. That's www.c9.com.au.
www.c9.com.au.
Got it. Yeah, you can explore our services in a lot more detail there, and you can easily schedule a free, completely no-obligation consultation with us. We'd genuinely be delighted to chat about your iPhone app ideas, understand your goals, and explore how we could potentially help you bring them to life.
Excellent. And of course, for all our C9 followers listening, please make sure you hit that follow button. Don't miss out on our future insightful deep dives.
Definitely.
And if you found this chat valuable today, please do share it. Share it with other Australian business leaders, colleagues, anyone you think might benefit from this knowledge.
Yeah, spread the word. And maybe, finally, we can leave you with just a thought to mull over.
Okay, a final provocative thought.
Yeah, just consider, what's the untapped potential currently sitting within your business? Potential that a custom-designed iOS app, specifically crafted for the Australian market, could actually unlock. What unique, engaging experiences could you create for your customers? What new levels of efficiency could you achieve within your teams right here in Australia? Something to think about.
Definitely something to think about. Thanks for that insight.
My pleasure.
And thanks everyone for tuning in to the C9 podcast show. We'll catch you next time.